So we're a month and a half into the Israeli-Hamas war, and how has Trudeau handled it so far? Well, first he was all about Israel having the right to defend itself and an obligation to defend itself. But with all the protests on the left, he's kind of switched sides. And now we hear from this goof, Mark Miller, the immigration minister, that there's potential for up to 500,000 Gazan refugees to possibly make their way to Canada. And I don't know about you, but seeing what's just in the protests here in Canada already, from the river to the sea, I don't know how comfortable I am with this. Now, in saying that, I know there are people living in Gaza who are suffering, and they're going through some of the worst circumstances imaginable. And if there was a way to bring innocent people here who would come here and, loved being a part of Canada, accept the values we have here, and be part of our society, great. But when you're talking about 500,000 with this government and its track record of just making a policy, throwing something at the wall, see if it sticks. So I would think, how much vetting can they do? How much control of that process would they be able to oversee? I find it very concerning. I mean, it's even more concerning when the countries that surround Gaza, Israel, like Egypt, does not want to take in refugees. Jordan, Qatar, all these countries there do not want Gazan refugees. Maybe it has something to do with this man here. They call him the Green Prince, or he's the son of Hamas co-founder. Let's hear what he has to say about growing up and then he was trained as a terrorist under one of the top leaders for Hamas. He eventually saw how wrong it was and helped the Israel government and the West stop many attacks. Let's have a listen.
Hamas' first crime against children in the Palestinian societies is not arming them or encouraging them to carry suicide bombing attacks. It's the religious, ideological indoctrination that I had to go through. With one intention in mind: to annihilate the state of Israel.
And they've been
This is Hamas'
20 years now. They've been there.
primary
No
goal.
oversight. Hamas.
In this truth, there is no confusion. I speak as first-hand witness on Hamas and their intention. My father is one of the founders of Hamas movement. I was there when Hamas was born. I was before Hamas was born. And as I said before, I will be there after Hamas is dead.
And as you can see, even though if he were to go back now, Hamas would have him instantly executed, he understands that since they've been in power, the only thing they've done to the people in Gaza is take all the aid money to make weapons, tunnels, and plan the destruction of Israel. The people there have suffered under Hamas greatly. And he says the only future for a two-state or peace or whatever, Hamas needs to be gone. And it'll take generations for the people there who have grown up learning to hate Israelis. There's so much Islamic fundamental hatred for the Jews and Western culture there that will take generations of education, change to change that dynamic. And I'm not by any means an expert on the Middle East, but from someone, if you listen to his speeches, you can read his book or watch the movie documentary. If you've never heard of him or seen him, I'll post something at the end. It'll give you a good understanding of the people who are there now, the way they're brought up, the way they would think of the West. And I'm just not sure if we want to accept 500,000 into Canada. I mean, not to mention, currently we don't have enough housing, shelter for the people that are currently here. So anyway, let me know what you think below, and if you think it's a good idea or not. And like, subscribe the videos.